Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Andromeda Mystic Tarot, and today we're doing a pick a card reading or pick a pile reading for what your future spouse is going to be like and how you might be able to recognize them when you've met them or if you already have. So to begin with, we're going to choose some oracle cards and you're going to look at the pictures and choose whichever card or cards resonate with you the most. And then we'll do the pile picking, and then of course we'll do the readings for those piles. Okay, so that one and those two. Okay, so for pile number one, you have encouragement. This is your card. For pile number two, you have compass, and this is your card. And for pile number three, you have unexpected visitors, and this is your card. Okay. And now we're going to choose some runes to go along with your piles and to help you with your intuition here. Again, you can choose more than one, but trust your intuition and what you are called for. So for pile number one, we have Rado. This is the ride rune. For pile number two, we have the blank rune, which means possibilities. And for pile number three, we have Hagelas, which is hail, and it represents unexpected outcomes and unexpected disruptions that actually end up being beneficial for you later on. So it's interesting that that's with pile number three with unexpected visitors. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the pile pickings, but if you want to skip ahead to your reading, then the timestamps will be there for you in the description and the comment section. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Okay, so this is the pile picking for pile number one. So we're going to start with 3 different tarot decks and see what cards we get to learn more about your future spouse. And this one right here. Okay. And sorry, just want to make that look pretty. Okay, and we'll do this one. So, and build that one too. And see. Okay, we already kind of saw what that one is, but put her over there for now. This one too. Okay, and let's choose the oracle cards. And this one. And then last but not least, we are going to choose from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. They're kind of like astrology cards. Okay, I already feel this one, sorry, but I'm going to choose another one too. Ooh, you got 2. Okay, cool. So, pile number 1, this is your pile. A very special pile, and I will see you in a moment. Bye. Pile number 2 for the compass and the blank rune. This is your pile picking. So let's choose some tarot first. Got a few different tarot decks here, so we can get a nice, really clear message for you about your future spouse and what they're going to be like. You'll recognize them if you've already met them or when you do meet them. Okay, so Queen of Wands obviously wants to come through. I'll do that one too. Okay. This one and this one. Okay. And then we'll do more oracle cards for you. These two. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to choose a couple of the Oracle of the Radiant Sun cards for you. Those two. Okay, so if you chose pile number 2, then this is going to be your pile, and I will see you in a moment at your reading. Hi, pile number 3. So this is your pile picking for pile number 3. So let us start with your tarot. This one, sorry, I just really want that one automatically, but we'll choose more tarot, don't worry. And I'm going to go with this one too. Okay. And we have a few tarot decks to choose from, so. This one. Both of those ones. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to choose your oracle cards for your reading so you can learn more about your future spouse. Okay, and to end your pile picking, we're going to choose a couple from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. So I'm really feeling this one and this one. Okay, so pile number 3, this is your pile, and I will see you in a moment in your reading. Again, you will find your the timestamp for your pile in the description and the comment box. So see you soon. Hi, pile number 1. So if you chose pile number 1 with encouragement and Rado, the rune of ride and rides, then this reading is for you. So let's start off by putting encouragement and Rado over here. You can already see that you and your spouse have this very loving bond. Very, very deep bond. I also think that, you know, here in this image, we have this, what appears to be a parent giraffe, probably a mother giraffe with their baby. And I wonder if perhaps you and your future spouse, this is a sign about you having children together. But let's see what other cards you have. Okay. So, interesting. Okay, so you have the loss card. Okay. Originality. And flirtation. is super interesting. Okay. Let's see your tarot here. The Wheel. Okay, so it's... Wow, okay. The Two of Swords in reverse. We already saw that. The Queen of Cups. Reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, 2 queens in reverse. Really interesting. Okay. All right, we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm just going to move these actually a little bit to the side so that we can fit all the tarot in. Okay. Super interesting. So we got the Nine of Wands over here. I'm just going to move our other 2 piles a little bit out of the way so that we have room for your oracle cards as well. Okay, so for your oracle cards, you have the Ever Unfolding Rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive Hits, Soul Tribe. Okay. Super, super interesting. Okay. So immediately it, stands out to me that we have these 2 queens that are in reverse. And I'm wondering if maybe you or your future spouse has had either 2 divorces before, or maybe 2 really significant relationships that have ended, right? Because we do have this Loss card. But the Loss card, this is Saturn in Pisces. And it's not necessarily that saying that you will lose this person. I really don't see that. What I see is that this is a relationship that transcends life and death, right? It's something that where you will go through a lot of loss together. And also a lot of really fortunate things, with the Wheel here. Okay, so your future spouse, yeah, they might have been divorced twice, or their relationship with you could in some way be their 3rd significant type of relationship. It's all coming together, okay? It's happening for you, not to you. Then you have encouragement. So I think maybe that your future spouse, even though you have a lot of this flirtation and chemistry, it's a very unique relationship that you 2 have together, right? Maybe it's not a traditional marriage type of relationship, or maybe they're just not somebody you would have seen as a potential partner. But there's this strong encouragement to go for them in some way. Perhaps they even have a child, right? And you have the Two of Swords here, which she's in reverse, and so there is this lack of clarity. There's this lack of there's these 2 opposing ideas in your mind, and they're not balancing out. They're not coming together properly. It's like you feel so conflicted over something. And I think that you're going to be given a lot of encouragement to go after this person, even though maybe they have a child, maybe they've had a couple of relationships that didn't work out in the past. Yeah, because you have it's happening for you, not to you. You know, maybe those, whatever it is that is making you question whether your spouse is meant for you. Maybe it's whatever they have done and gone through has made them the better person, has made them ready for you. Because with the Wheel of Fortune, this is an incredibly fortunate relationship. But there's something off here where you have a lot of difficulty coming around to the idea of marrying them, of being with them. With, you know, we have our Pentacles over here, the Four of Pentacles. And it's like you want to hold on to something. You're afraid of letting something go. This could be maybe even your own freedom outside of the relationship. And maybe you're worried about things getting too messy, things getting too entangled. You know, like I'm just kind of imagining all these balls of yarn here tangled up into a huge knot, and you're wondering, like, can I even begin to unravel this? But your intuition here is what's going to guide you. And this is a relationship where at the beginning, you know, you think of it like a rose before it blooms, and it's just, you have all these prickly things there, and you don't see all that beauty at first, but you need to give it the time it needs to unfold, that it needs to develop. I do think that there's going to be a lot of flirtation here. You know, this is Venus in Sagittarius, right? And Venus, of course, is the planet of love. But it's unique. It's different than what you're used to, certainly. Probably different than what you expected. You know, you've got Mercury in Aquarius. This is I think that you're going to really have a lot of great conversation with this person, where you feel like you can talk to them about things that you wouldn't only not talk to other people about, but you just wouldn't have thought of if you were with other people, right? They're just unique ideas that come to you. They kind of really encourage your mind to grow in ways that you didn't foresee coming. And with the Ride rune here, this talks about a journey too. So you might be meeting your spouse on a journey. Maybe they are traveling and they meet you during their travels. And it could be that you're thinking to yourself, well, like, we live so far apart, like, how could this work? You know, and you're just imagining all this loss and seeing the loss and not the beauty that comes with the loss, right? Because I don't mean this in a pessimistic sense, but whenever we love something, we do lose it eventually within this life, and it doesn't take away from the beauty of the time that we spend together, right? We all, you know, are going to pass on to our next lives eventually, and temporarily lose the love of this life, right? But it is worth it, and it's something that the memories that we carry with us that become very fortunate for us over and over again. I think this could definitely be not just like a soulmate connection, but a soulmate who you've had as a soulmate through many, many lives. And there could be something in your soul where, you know, this kind of past life memory you have of losing them as well. And you're very hesitant or it could just be the circumstance that you meet them under, which you're just wondering how this could work. But I think that there's going to be someone in your life who's going to strongly encourage this connection to your future spouse. And it is going to work out very positively for you. Okay, so this is what I see. I see that your future spouse is somebody who you do not see, you don't necessarily see them as spouse material, right? As husband or wife material. You are concerned about the possible problems, but I think ultimately it's those worries that you have that are actually going to tie you guys together, and help you to see the beautiful love story that will unfold for you. So, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this reading, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that you don't miss a future reading by me. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading for what is your future spouse like and how might you recognize them. So you chose the blank rune and the compass card. So I'll put them over here. And let's see your reading. So we have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Okay. We have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? We have endurance. And this is the sun in Scorpio. And adaptability with the moon in Gemini. Okay, and your tarot cards. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. We have the Page of Cups. The Queen of Wands. The Death card in reverse. And the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay. So, this is very interesting. I do see that there's something about this relationship that you have with your spouse, which, because we have break the chain here, I'm thinking that perhaps your family doesn't necessarily approve of the relationship at first, or it could also be that you haven't seen this kind of healthy relationship in your family, or this kind of relationship in general within your family. So we have a compass and the blank rune here. So you will be guided to them. There's something deep within your intuition that will bring you to them. It's like it's unavoidable for you to meet them. There's no possible way that you're not going to meet this person. There's no way to avoid it. Not that you would want to. They do seem to have a really lovely energy. And there's a lot of possibilities with them, though. I wonder, I think that, even though it's unavoidable for you to meet them, you might have to trust that inner compass of yours in order to choose them, right? I do think that there are going to be some challenges that you are overcoming, right? With the endurance card here, there's something certainly that you have to endure together, right? But I do see that you're adaptable. Okay. Adaptable. It's interesting though. I'm just looking at this character who seems to be walking on the back of another character. Okay. With the Six of Cups, I'm wondering if this is actually somebody that you've met many times already. I feel like this is somebody that you've known before. While you might not have known them well, I feel like you probably had a closer relationship to them years ago when you were younger, or this is simply showing you that it's going to be a very long lasting relationship. That it's going to be with you your whole life. But I feel like there's a tide of the past here where you have met this person in one way or another several times throughout your life, right? And I think the last time that you met them, the timing wasn't right, so it didn't happen. It could be that you had a relationship with them and it just didn't happen because it just wasn't right at that time to carry through with it. There's still things that you both had to learn, and experiences that you both had to have. But I see that your future spouse is somebody very creative, who immediately has this emotional investment in you. Now, you could find them a little immature at first, but I feel like they're growing into a much more mature person, and that by the time you meet them, in order to meet them as your future spouse, they have matured into their power. There's a lot of creative energy here. We have the Death card in reverse. So it's like, yeah, like I feel like you had some kind of relationship with this person before and it didn't work out. But now there's like a reversal on that, right? Like for some reason, the last time you met them, they were not mature enough for this bond, right? Because we also have the Knight of Swords here too, where it's like perhaps you didn't make the effort to go after this relationship. But you and your spouse, you're deciding to break the chain. And also, because you might have had that relationship in the past that didn't work out, you have established some healthier boundaries within this relationship so that you can make it work, right? And you're realizing that you are able to endure the hardships together. You're able to get through things. You're able to turn something that could have been an ending into a new beginning and adapt to these different situations in your life. So I'm feeling this energy here of this blank rune, of the possibilities here, and the compass card. Okay, so I think maybe that this is somebody that again and again you're drawn back to, right? Now, I want to specify this is not somebody who treats you badly, right? This is not somebody this is not like a toxic ex situation where you keep going back to them, even though they're not healthy for you, right? You guys keep finding your way back to each other. And, you know, you each, with the previous endings, it's like you refused to take something from each other. That, right, because the Seven of Swords is a thief card. So your future spouse, the last time you met them, they refused to take something from you because it would have been stealing from you, and it was not the right time. And so you had these healthy boundaries in place, but now you're learning also which boundaries you can break and which, you know, what you can endure together. And this is not somebody who has been bad to you in the past. If anything, they might have been somebody who was so worried about hurting you in the past that they walked away from you. Maybe they didn't trust themselves for some reason, or maybe they knew that they were immature at the time. But now they are coming back to you and you to them with desire, with passion, and you're willing to really co-create this life together where you overcome any obstacles that may arise and where you can adapt to the different situations together to help each other grow, to help each other to, you know, to rewrite this future. So you don't have to accept an ending that's happened before. You're choosing, no, we can do this again. We can do it the right way this time. This time, when things get hard, we're going to choose to endure and adapt to the situation, right? And truly, you know, opening up to these different possibilities. So that is what I see. This is your reading for reading number 2, pile number 2. So I see that this is somebody that you have met before, or, you know, it could be that you'll meet them in the future and it won't work out the first time, but it will work out at some point where you decide that they are your spouse and they are meant that you can endure things together and that you can adapt to the different challenges that you might have. They are somebody who, at first, when you first met them or meet them, they might have been immature. They might have been concerned about wasting your time, so they walked away from the connection, or you did. But you are coming back together. You keep finding each other, and it's for a reason. It's because you're meant to be together. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a future reading from me. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. See you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose Unexpected Visitors and Hagalaz. So let's put your main card and your rune over here. And let's see what the other cards you got are. So we have Devotion. Okay. We have Eccentricity. 2 Saturns, interesting. Okay. Let me choose. We have Trust the Niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And Trust Your Path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay. Very interesting. You have the High Priestess. Okay. Cool. You have the Empress in reverse. The 10 of Coins. The Devil in reverse. Page of Swords. The Emperor in reverse. Although I had this like feeling that I wanted to turn it around into the upright position. So let's just keep that in mind. Okay. And we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so this is really interesting. It was interesting to me too from the beginning that we have like this rune here that's representing unexpected disruptions that are beneficial for us over the unexpected visitors card. We have devotion with Saturn in Libra, and eccentricity with Saturn in Aquarius. So the devotion card is interesting. So this is somebody you are definitely, obviously when we get married, we imagine that we're going to be with this person for the rest of our lives, but this is certainly showing me that this is a marriage that will last for you. So trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? All right. And you have the High Priestess here. So your intuition is going to guide you towards your future spouse in one way or another. Your future spouse may also be somebody who has some deep spiritual views. But certainly they come to you in some kind of very unexpected way. Maybe you think that it's going to be a problem, but it's not, right? With Hagalaz, with the hail rune, right? When you think of a storm, you have to remember that the storm, it clears out the old, the dead, what is not working for life, so that you can make room for new things to grow, right? It is a positive thing, even though we don't necessarily think of the storm in a positive way when it's happening. It nourishes the earth. It helps the earth to grow. So this is just kind of a situation that just popped into my head. And by all means, I'm just using it as an example. Don't assume that this is how you'll meet your future spouse. But for some reason, I imagined somebody who's driving and then they get pulled over by a police officer for speeding or suspected speeding. I don't know, something like that. But somehow this encounter leads them to meet their future spouse. Now, that's kind of a silly, I don't know, it just popped into my head, but something like that, something like it's a bit of a disruption, right? Maybe there's something in your house like a leak in your in one of your pipes, and your ceiling is leaking onto your floor, and you've got to get this fixed because you don't want your ceiling to fall down, obviously. So you call someone over, and this person, you either have a connection with them or perhaps they introduce you to someone. But yeah, it's going to be something unexpected. And I feel like because it's unexpected visitors, like this person will literally come to somewhere that you are at. It could be like your place of work. It could be your car. It could be your home. But you'll meet them in one of your places, where they'll be visiting you for some reason. So this is someone who you will be incredibly devoted to and who will be incredibly devoted to you for your entire lives, or the entire rest of your lives once you meet them. I see the Devil in reverse, which makes me often with the Devil card, and especially in the reverse, I think of breaking chains, of breaking addictions or dependencies that we have that don't benefit us. So I feel like that could have something to do with it too. Like maybe there's a relationship that you kind of have to break first, or that your future spouse has to break in order to meet you. You know, we have the 10 of coins here, so this is definitely a really beautiful relationship that is going to help you a lot. The Page of Swords too. You know, you'll see a lot of readers refer to the Page of Swords as like the someone stalking you on social media card, which it often could be, or it could, there could be a lot of written communication with this person before you actually meet them, or before you start a relationship with them. You have your 3 of Pentacles here. This could be an artsy person, or somebody who does something that's very hands-on. We have the Empress in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. And again, I did feel like this one should be upright. I also want to make sure that I read it as it actually came out first. So I think that, especially with the Empress here in reverse, that there might be a relationship that comes before your future spouse where you're not in your power and you're being maybe too agreeable with someone, letting too many things slide with somebody who's not being good to you, and you have to break away from that relationship, right? And to do that, to leave a relationship where you truly love someone but they're not treating you right, is one of the hardest things you can possibly do, right? So I think it's important this question here is really important. If you knew that you would be supported, what would you do? Like, if you knew you could leave that person or that situation that's not working for you, and that you would be supported the whole way, and that you were going to get what you wanted, what would you do? Of course, you would leave them, right? And you have this sense here, this sense of what is right and what isn't right. This is, there's a really unique way that you are maybe meeting, right? I did talk about, ooh, so sorry. Okay. I almost knocked over the camera completely. Okay. There is a really unexpected way that you're meeting. Maybe we'll take into account that I almost knocked the camera over unexpectedly when I was saying that. This person could be a little out there, or maybe, maybe you could be a little different, a little eccentric, right? Or you could encourage each other's eccentric qualities. There's a lot of romance here, though. You can see this creature that's holding this flower, this double-ended flower. And I think that when you leave whatever it is that's not working for you, you're going to reach levels that are so unimaginable to you now with your true person, right? Because we have this flying fish here. And I'm just thinking about how, flying fish are, there is a species of flying fish as far as I understand. But the idea is a fish that actually flies. That's something that is outrageous. It seems like something that should be impossible. But this relationship is going to bring you to places that you never thought were possible. Maybe you felt like this, you know, little fish stuck in a small pond or in a little fish bowl, and you thought that you would never get out of that little bowl. But this relationship is with your real spouse, but the true one who's devoted to you is going to bring you somewhere really amazing, right? Where you do come into your power. But you have to trust this. We have 2 cards that start with the word trust here. You have to trust this intuition that is calling you to your future spouse. You have to believe, even though it's scary to leave something that has been, in a way, working for you so far, but there's something that's going to work out so much better, right? Because your mind, I forget where I heard this, but I've heard it said before that basically with like your ego, it only cares that you're surviving, right? So as long as you're in a relationship where you're alive and surviving it, or in a situation where you're alive and surviving it, your ego doesn't want to push you out of that comfort zone. But it's outside of our comfort zones that we truly grow. So this is what I see. I am seeing that your future spouse will be coming to you and meeting you in a really unexpected way. That I see that this relationship is bringing you more happiness, more adventure than you thought was possible. But in order to meet this future spouse, in order for that to happen, you have to truly trust your intuition. You have to come into your power and let go of what hasn't served you in the past. I see that this is something that's going to work for you, but you have to go. You have to go in that new direction. You have to trust your instincts. You have to leave what is comfortable and believe that the universe has your back, because it does. It truly loves you, and you are so protected and worthy of the happiest, most wonderful life together with your spouse. So, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this reading, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, so that you don't miss a future reading by me. Thank you so much for being here. I love you very much. Bye.